got a motorcycle, everybody. Welcome to the Take Home Talks.
Take Home Talks.
Take Home Talks.
Talkie
Take Homes.
with our Take Home.
Take Home Talks. This month, we're going through Challenge Accepted is the series and talking about how the Bible challenges us to live our lives. So yesterday, Sunday, we just talked about how important it is to put others first. The Bible challenges us to put others first. Jesus said that the most important commandment in all of the Bible is to love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And then he said the second most important is to love your neighbor as yourself. And your neighbor is everybody. He said everything else falls into those two categories, which is super awesome. So today, Monday, June 24th, we're talking about James 2:8 is the passage we're supposed to read. So let's turn to James 2:8. I already turned to it. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And then in the New Living Translation, NLT, James says, "Yes, indeed it is good when you obey the royal law as found in the scriptures. Love your neighbor as yourself. But if you favor some people over others, you are committing a sin. You are guilty of breaking the law." Man.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a huge deal.
It's crazy.
You know, when I think about that, when Jesus said that we've got to love God, that's the most important commandment, and the second most important commandment is to love our neighbor as ourselves, he goes on to say that the whole Bible, all of the law and all of the prophets can be summed up with that. So the whole Bible is summed up in loving God with everything we got and loving our neighbors ourselves, right? So that is so important. And I know in my own life, as a husband and a dad, I have 3 little kids, I always have to put somebody before me. And so I remember we were at Chick-fil-A, and I always get the same thing at Chick-fil-A. I get 2 chicken sandwiches, and I get a large fry and a sweet tea. Well, guess what? My 3 little kids and my wife, they were so hungry. They ate all of their meals, and my 4-year-old son, August, is eating my fries. And I'm so hungry. I hadn't had lunch that day. I wanted every last fry, but he was hungry too. And so what I decided to do, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even like it. I let him eat my fries, right? But I was hungry. But here's the deal. The reason that Jesus wants us to put others first is because it glorifies God. Jesus put all of us before himself when he died on the cross. That was the ultimate sacrifice. That was the ultimate love your neighbor as yourself, because he took our punishment, in his place. And so me sharing my fries with my son is nothing compared to the sacrifice that God made. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it's really funny you mentioned that. It made me think of, the whole time growing up, I would go and get ice cream with my mom, and she would always give me her cherry. And it was like, I just always loved the cherry, so I'd always ask, and she'd be like, yeah, of course you can have it, right? And then I made a comment about it the one time, and I said, I know you hate cherries, so I got a whole bunch of candied cherries for myself. And she was like, what are you talking about? I love cherries. I was like, what? She was like, I just gave it to you because you're my son and I love you. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I was like both happy that she loved me enough to, sacrifice, but I felt bad. So one time that for me that I put somebody before myself, the journal question was, when was a time that you put someone else first? Was it hard? And how'd you feel after? And there was actually just the other night, my dad and I both didn't want to cook. I think we were going to order like a pizza or something, right? We were feeling like a little lazy. And my mom was all full of energy, and she was like, no, like we need to make this stuff and it'll be fun and cool. And I was like, I really don't want to. Like, I just want to lay down on the couch. And my dad kind of felt the same way, but we both sort of decided, that we were gonna put her first and do what she wanted. So we ended up making a cool whole dinner with cooking involved and vegetables. Actually, it was really funny because I was much happier with having made the whole dinner and stuff, so I learned something by doing what I didn't want and putting her first. I had a better time, and both my dad and I felt pretty good about it afterwards.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, hey, there's a reason it's called Challenge Accepted, because the Bible challenges us to do these things. It doesn't always come that easy, so we've got a challenge for you today. at school, at camp, at home. Who can you put first? What can you do to put somebody before yourself? What would you want somebody to do for you? And we challenge you to go out and do it. We love you. Thank you for watching. Please comment below. We'd love to hear what you're thinking, what you loved about these passages. We can't wait to see you again.
See you guys this Sunday.